Welcome to week 2 of the Race to the World First of Nerub-ar Palace, the first raid tier in the War Within. Guilds are opening their vault for the week, doing some splits, farming some BOEs and starting their Mythic progression. It's been a stark contrast to week 1 as the big guilds are flying through their re-clears. Let's just look at the leaderboard and how week 1 ended. We see that we finished week 1 with Liquid on top, with Echo close behind and Method just clearing that 7th boss ready to go in week 2. The end of week 1 was insane, and Method had a heartbreaking wipe, and Max from Team Liquid starts week 2 looking back at Method's heartbreaking wipe during the night.
They're gonna see, oh yeah, it's gotta die. They're gonna actually last pull it. That's insane. Wait, both of their tanks are dead, so they're gonna start getting meleeed. Oh no. 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 No, the tanks are dead. They're gonna die. No.
Whilst the EU guilds sleep, Liquid is just progressing comfortably. They quickly make it to phase 2 and they keep progressing longer into each pull. They then make it to phase 3 and we get the first look at this. Liquid started day 1 of week 2 with just over 63% of boss progression, but now, as EU sleep, Liquid have made it to 37%. Liquid end their night with an epic progression, and Max reflects on their epic raid day.
Oh, dude, we had such a good day today. We made P3 with everyone alive 23 times. That is crazy. That is like insane. I think we only had 3 P3 pulls before today or something.
Before we see how the EU get on whilst Liquid rests, let's take a first look at phase 3 of the Queen Ansarek fight on Mythic. And we can see that this phase will definitely end up playing very differently to the heroic version of this raid. This is due to the summoned acolytes that she spawns in this phase. On normal and heroic difficulties, these adds spawn in very late into the encounter, and the mechanic they add to the phase is more of an afterthought, yet still lethal if not played correctly. However, on Mythic difficulty, these adds spawn almost immediately once the phase begins, and the raid will have to deal with the acolyte's essence. There are 2 issues with these adds. Firstly, they need to be damaged, interrupted and killed as soon as possible. They spawn with a strong absorb shield, and their AoE cast cannot be interrupted until the shield is broken. This adds a lot of damage to the raid, so breaking the shield to be able to interrupt is a priority. Once the adds are killed, they leave behind a small orb on the ground. This orb interacts with the ring mechanic that sees the raid place 2 portals on opposite edges of the platform, and travels through them to avoid getting killed by the shrinking ring. If any of the orbs hit by this ring, the raid wipes. These orbs can be picked up by players, and need to be carried through the portals. On heroic and normal difficulty, this destroys the orb, but on mythic difficulty, it remains on the player until it gets dropped against after being carried for 15 seconds. With the adds spawning this early into the phase, managing the acolyte's essence throughout the rest of the encounter will be a huge increase in difficulty, as every player can only carry them once, and once a second set of adds spawn later in the phase, there will be 6 of these to be managed. As we will see during progression, phase 3 is going to be very difficult to navigate at mythic difficulty. Now let's get on with the EU progression as they try to keep up with Liquid. Progression is slow for the EU guilds, but Echo make it to just over 44%. It's now the next day for Liquid, and they are ready to begin progressing again. If Liquid carry on at the same pace, there's going to be a large gap in progression by the end of the day. Method has struggled all day and has only progressed by a couple of percent. As all 3 guilds are online, both Echo and Liquid in the craziest side-to-side pull just secured new bests on Queen Ansarek. Liquid got to 30.7% and Echo got to 33.25%. Before we go into the next stage of progression, let's discuss the charity organisations the top 3 guilds support. Each tier, Echo, Method and Liquid help promote charity of their choice, offering gathering tens of thousands of support throughout the race. Liquid are supporting Santa Monica Animal Shelter Foundation. This foundation's mission is to promote adoptions, raise funds and support the Santa Monica Animal Shelter. Echo are raising funds for Games for Love. Games for Love is a charity dedicated to stopping suffering, saving lives and creating a sustainable future for children all around the world. And Method are once again supporting Movember Foundation, which is a charity tackling men's health on a global scale. I will add the links below in the description, and please, if you haven't given already and you are able to, please do. Back to the progression, and Liquid are starting their day really strong. Their first pull gets into phase 3 and almost got all 5 adds down. Method are doing a lot better today and are pushing into phase 3 and get the boss down to 55% to finish their day. Liquid are now making the decision on if to push through till late in anticipation of the kill coming, or to call it a night so they are fresh for the next day.
Boss dead tonight. Yeah, it's gonna die late tonight or tomorrow morning if we need to optimize a little bit.
1 hour after this, they get to 15% and get a new best with a near perfect phase 3 up until the 5 ad wave. They managed to kill all 5 ads and we saw a brand new part of the fight, a giant improvement both in boss health and fight progression.
Yep, make sure you go through the portal at the right time if you're picking against it.
Yep. Ready to do not go through the portal early. Lines. Do not go through the portal early.
Echo awake and start their raiding day and comes to see Liquid making a massive leap forward in progression. What was an equal progress is now looking like a one-horse race, but anything can happen. That's it, Liquid decide to call it a day. They must not believe Echo can get the kill while they rest and are confident they will finish it off tomorrow. Liquid might have counted their chickens too soon. Echo get a 27% pull 1 hour after Liquid log off for the day.
This portal is between blue and diamond pillar. Diamond pillar is GG.
Method are now awake and start the day with their best pull at 46%, then a 40% and then a 39.55. They are melting away at that lead Echo have on them. Echo come back with a 27.99% pull, clearing the first wave of acolytes safely and losing only 4 people to the second set. With 4 people dead and no bloodlust, they quickly get overwhelmed as the third set of acolytes spawn and they end up wiping on the boss. Back-to-back progression for Echo as they get a 26% pull, making it past the second set of ads and in the second ring, with only a single player dying. They quickly combat res them and continue with all 20 players alive, making it to the last set of ads, which spawn 5 acolytes. The entire raid is alive, but as the damage ramps up and the casts end up going through due to the shields on the ads not being able to be broken, they do not manage to take down the ads before the raid falls apart and wipe.
So far outside, that ring is immediately going to explode these essences that are in the back there. They have to be picked up right before, but there we go. So many casts going through from the acolytes because they didn't manage to get through the shield. Everything a little bit going out of control here, but what a good try.
After this, Method make another step forward and get to 37.58%. This is a much better progression day for Method. Let's just take a look at why Phase 3 is so hard. Echo explains the damage and the dots that is occurring on players in the raid and why people are dying.
This is the 10 seconds in which you get a frothy toxin exploding for an average of 4.2 million per player.
Damn.
Oh my
into
goodness.
a lingering toxin ticking for almost 1 million per tick per player into that first rest, hitting everyone for 2.5 million per player. Post mitigation, that is 27 million damage taken per second, the entire raid taking more than 1 million damage per second. Why are people dying? Because that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, that is such a huge healing requirement.
It's Saturday morning for Liquid and their raid day has started, with a great pull of 25% to kick it off. Then straight away, Echo hits back with a 25.46.
Up as the boss is getting brought lower and lower, already into a new best pull for Echo, both in terms of time and boss percentage. So many webs coming in as they're going to be going through. Unfortunately, one of the essences not being dragged through with that Nova.
And then Method comes in with a 34.2%. We are nearly at the end of the day for the EU guilds, but Liquid is just starting their day's progression with a recent pull of 20.54. They have been practicing where to move and where to put the essences, so it's easier for the others to pick them up. We saw them hold Bloodlust a little bit longer that time as well. Echo have called it a night, sitting at 25% for their best pull. Just as Echo call it a night, Liquid posts a huge new best with a 10% wipe.
Enrage cast, and you can see that you're now going to get that Nova. Huge raid damage, no way to surpass it. Everything blows up. And we are not, unfortunately, in a sub 10 wipe, but it is the 10 in front of it as Team Liquid claim another new best try.
Method are progressing slow, but consistent with a new best of 27%. I watched a lot of Method streams, and I wish they'd be more proactive and increase the amount of pulls they do. Method have ended their raid day there. While the EU sleeps, Liquid come in with a 3.44%, 19 players alive, and it hits the Enrage. They just need that bit of extra damage.
Let essences go to the boss. Zevi Zephyr. Just grab it and die. Grab it and die. Run into the ring. Run into the ring. Run into the ring. Pick it up. Pick it up. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. The boss is so dead, man.
Liquid are approaching 400 pulls as they start pull number 387. They are still having trouble getting everyone a good phase 3 pull, but luckily they have another 2.5 hours in their regular raid day, and it's very likely they won't be calling it a night until they kill the boss. And look what happened next, a 1.76 pull, all 20 players alive, basically the entire phase 3, and it's just that final enrage that just pops and takes everyone down. An incredible pull, especially basically out of nowhere after that long run of not getting many great ones.
5%. We're quickly approaching into 3%. Siri already in angel form. It's about to pop very soon right now. He's trying to eke out what he can. 3% onto the boss. This is a new best as people start going down. 2.2%, 2%, 1.9.
It's just not enough. But what a pull from Liquid. Yips is trying.
They just gotta pump up them DPS numbers.
We are here to pop you up.
As Echo awake and Method are having a lie-in, Echo get a great first pulls, getting 18.98% and start their raid day by improving by 6.5%. They have done it! World first Mythic Queen Ansarak killed by Liquid. After 404 pulls, they have done it. Huge congratulations to the whole Liquid team, and let's watch this epic world first.
Yeah, 2 B-Reses now available for them, but we can't afford to lose anybody still from this point because we just need all of that damage to kill this boss. The portal is down. 12 essences need to get picked up and taken through that portal, or else it will still be a wipe. 7% on the boss now, as we're going to see all the players heading over to way in the back, saving the raid. Incredible play! He goes and grabs the essence in the middle of nowhere and gets through this portal to prevent a wipe. 4% on the boss!
Sub 5% on this boss here. We have about 10 seconds to the boss and rages. Can we do the sub 4%? Everything you have saying is down. Get a rest out here. Sub 3% on this boss.
And there we go, 3% on the boss. The ring cast hasn't even started yet. They have so much damage.
Sub 2%.
No way they come back from here.
Can we do this?
1%. There it is.
Wait.
World first.
This is their raid composition: 2 tanks, 4 healers, 14 DPS, 8 melee and 6 ranged. As Liquid relax and party hard, Echo and Method can aim to get the Europe first clear and feel the pressure might be slightly off. Echo went on to kill Queen Ansarak after 29 hours from Liquid's world first kill, achieving the world's second kill.
Before the incoming ring will kill them off. This ring coming in now in just a little bit, but they have 4% on the boss, ticking down to 3% on the boss. They can do this. This could potentially be the kill and the end of the race to world second for Echo. Just a couple moments left with the boss at 1%, ticking down. Don't even see the enrage. They had the damage they needed, and it is over for them.
They had a raid composition of 2 tanks, 4 healers, 14 DPS, 7 melee and 7 ranged. The main difference is they played with a protection pally instead of a guardian druid. And very, very close behind is Method with the world third kill. Well done to the team Method for this close EU race, but I can't help be frustrated with the pace of Method. I believe they could have increased the pace and the analysts can work whilst the pulls are happening. Maybe I'm wrong, let me know what you think.
I will get it. I will get it. I will
Ring
get it.
cast, just keep slamming, don't move, just DPS. Just DPS. DPS, 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 DPS.
That's so good.
Their raid composition is 2 tanks, 4 healers, 14 DPS, 7 melee, 7 ranged, with the main difference being a blood DK to tank this time and a couple of other tweaks. That's a wrap for this world first race. Good luck to the Asian guilds fighting for the #1 spot in Asia, and good luck to everyone in chasing your goals. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you at the next world first race.